let's go ahead and check out the latest in headlines in the world of print on demand. And this first one comes to us from our friends over at Etsy. Now, they've made some recent changes to their payment policy. This is going into effect on October 2nd. We're going to pop in a link in the chat. Check it out. But this is basically to streamline the process, giving customers more payment options and things like that, and streamlining the payout services and things like that. And ultimately, I think this is a good thing because anything that increases consumer confidence is going to result in better conversions. So overall, I think this is good.
I think if you're one of those people too that's kind of resistant of change a little bit, you really need to step into your buyer's shoes from their point of view. Because think about when you go to buy something and you go to a website, if it seems a little bit off or it's a payment method that you've never seen before, you're probably not going to want to buy that product. So step into your customer's shoes in this case and kind of see where they're coming from to build that trust.
Sure, but I'm interested, what do you folks think about this? Any of you Etsy sellers out there, are you affected by this? Do you have thoughts, yay or nay? Let us know in the chat so we can all understand where the audience thoughts are on this matter. Okay, this next one, now this one I'm going to have to ask you to stay with us because last week in August of 29th, the U.S. government suspended the duty-free de minimis threshold. Now, this basically results in all imported goods being subject to import duties. So what we're doing to combat this is we're switching to DDP, which stands for Delivered Duty Paid. And what that basically means is now the foreign postal carriers will be responsible for collecting and remitting these taxes before the products are shipped to the United States. Now, this change is out of our control, and this will likely significantly impact shipping to the U.S. But before we get any deeper into this, let me just say, folks, your prices aren't going up, your customers' prices aren't going up, and I think that's important to get across before we dive a little bit deeper into this. So with that said, I mean, there's a few changes you need to be aware of.
Right, and so if you are selling to U.S. customers using print providers based outside of the U.S., you may and see some restrictions. And if these carriers can't adapt, they're not going to be able to ship to the U.S. So if you do get an order to a U.S. delivery address from one of these providers, then it's automatically going to be flagged and it's going to be put on an on-hold status. Now, you can cancel these orders, but if you don't, it's simply going to stay on hold until these restrictions are lifted, okay? So when you're selling to the U.S. customers, what can you do? Use U.S. print providers. This is going to be your best option, okay? If you're already using these providers that are not based in the U.S., then you can either look into switching providers, finding a different supplier, or you may have to temporarily pause these listings that are targeting U.S. buyers.
Exactly. And we're going to pop a list of print providers on the screen that are offering DDP and still shipping to the U.S. You can pause your screen or revisit this at your leisure. And then I want to move on and just show you a few of the affected print providers that are temporarily restricted from U.S. shipping. We've got a few here. You can see the European options there. And on this next slide, you can see a little bit more from Europe and our Australian partners there. But again, folks, I can't stress enough that your prices are not going up. Your customers' prices aren't going up. But this is just something you need to be aware of and keep an eye on this as it develops. This could develop on a day-by-day and hour-to-hour basis. But if you have any questions, please reach out to our support, okay? All right. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, check out the Printify Product Spotlight. Now, if you're new to the show, what we do here with this product spotlight is I eliminate the tried and true top sellers like, t-shirts and sweatshirts and hoodies and things like that. And I look for the outliers that are climbing the charts, and that's what we have assembled for you here. And number one with a bullet, the Garden and House banner. For whatever reason, folks are decorating their homes and their gardens with these banners. They are selling like hotcakes along with the woven blanket. And another thing I really want to point out here is the accent mug. Now, we've featured the accent mug several times in the Printify Product Spotlight, but right now it's really competing for the top spot. I mean, for the longest time, the 11-ounce white and black mugs were always at the top of the charts. But now we're seeing a huge demand increase for the accent mug. And this just shows that people want a little bit something different from their mug with a little bit of color, a little bit of flair. So this is definitely something you need to keep in mind if you're thinking about selling mugs or you're already selling mugs. Moving right along, here's what you need to keep an eye on in terms of what's selling in the upcoming sales opportunities. First of all, September 29th is National Coffee Day, and I know a lot of you folks out there like to include coffee as a part of your sales strategy, whether it's involved in sub-niching, like if selling to corgi owners, but also corgi owners that love coffee. Here's a great opportunity to take advantage of National Coffee Day to offer something to your customers, or at the very least as an excuse to reach out. Okay, and of course, World Teachers Day on October 5th, but everybody's talking about the upcoming holiday season. Halloween will be the first major event of Q4. Folks, it's going to be here before you know it. We're going to touch on it a few times in today's episode. But yeah, if you're not preparing for the holiday season, do yourself a favor, get that machine rolling.
I also want to offer a little bit different of perspective. I know we say Halloween, Christmas, all these holidays are super important. They're huge sales opportunities, but also don't feel like that you have to force these holidays into your niche or into your products if it really just doesn't make sense for you, right? They are great opportunities, but you don't have to use them. People are still looking for their very niche specific items, or if you're targeting a certain audience, they're going to buy your products regardless. Now, you can still capitalize this on a little bit in your social media or your email newsletter, wherever. You can still kind of hop on that Halloween or Christmas trend, but don't force it on your products or your customers if they don't want it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with the little spooky products. I'm a big fan of Halloween, like a big fan. We decorate the house and everything, so looking forward to it. But all right, you can find out all these dates, and including further dates in our 2025 marketing calendar. We'll pop the link into the chat. You can also find it in the description. Moving right along, let's check in with our friends over at eRank and what is currently trending on Etsy. So what I've done here is just taken out the latest trending keywords that are most applicable to you as print-on-demand sellers, and that's what you have here. And no surprise, Halloween right at the top of the charts. Halloween and Halloween shirt trending right now. Wall art also a perennial favorite on the trend market on Etsy. And making its first appearance is fall. Of course, people are thinking about the fall, although we're still enjoying some warm weather, but people's minds are on fall. So keep in mind those fall colors if you're designing new products. Moving right along, what are your thoughts? We've covered a lot of things today. Do any of the products that are trending, or any of the news stories that we've covered, are they applicable to you? Do you have feelings? Do you have thoughts? Let us know in the chat. Did we miss anything, folks? Let us know so we can enjoy that as a community here on the Clicks to Riches show. And what a wonderful opportunity for me to invite you to join me for my live Q&A sessions that I do on Mondays and Wednesdays on the Sellers Club. 100% free. I will not accept any payment. You can join me on Mondays and Wednesdays, and let's talk about the things that are most important to you. Let me be a small part of your success. Join the Sellers Club using code JOINSELLERS2025 and get your first month free. But of course, you can always join my live Q&As, whether you're a paid member or not. So what's new at Printify, ladies and gentlemen? I'm glad you asked, because it's all about Amplified, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't heard, it's the absolute biggest POD event in the entire POD universe, and it's happening on September 25th. And Leah, is it free or do they have to pay?
It is absolutely 100% free.
Exactly. And what can they expect from Amplified this year?
Everything. You are going to learn everything from all the top POD influencers. We've got people like Cassie Johnson, Michaela Peluso, George McConnell. They're going to share their stories, their insights with you. It's a really great place to learn. We're going to provide you with all sorts of resources, Q&A sessions with our guests. Everything. It's
going to be wonderful. And this year, it's all happening on the Sellers Club. Let's harken back to what I was saying earlier about the Sellers Club. It's taken over the Sellers Club. It's already taken over the Sellers Club. If you haven't seen it already, it's all Amplified related. That's where you can find the best experience. Keep up on the latest news from Amplified. Sellers Club is going to be your place for that. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a new app for your Android or Apple phone for the Sellers Club. You can download right now. Use the QR code on your screen. Take the Sellers Club in your pocket wherever you go. There's no excuse not to be part of the community.